Glaze the Chiefs?
Yeah, I'll glaze them.
Glaze
I'll
'em a
glaze
little
you
bit.
guys a little bit, man. Like,
Well, I appreciate that.
hey, you guys took some steps forward in general. Like, you know, I know you beat the Chiefs last year and the whole thing, but this seems more sustainable, like being able to play with these guys. There were a couple drives where Sean Payton, I called him a bad boy last night on my live show because to get this group, first 9 or 10 completions, there's 8 different receivers catching the football. You're finding ways to get Cortland Sutton open in a matchup with McDuffie. Hey, 3rd and 1, you trust your quarterback enough to take a shot. Like, he's improving. And I think this team's figuring out how to play. But a streak can be very real. And they haven't won there since 2015. And I just think with like that 5.5-minute drive, executed perfectly, everything about it executed perfectly. You beat the Chiefs. You just couldn't get Leo Chenal blocked. And those are the types of things that happen when you haven't won somewhere since 2015, and it comes down to preparation. The Chiefs saying, hey, we knew that this guy was light in the ass and we could bowl him over.
Yep.
Perfect time. Speaking of this guy, my hollow man is going to Alex Forsythe.
Oh, he doesn't want to hear his name today.
Who is the guy that they had tips on that was supposedly light on his feet, that they seen that a bull rush will potentially work to somehow maybe get a block. And what do you know? They get a block to win the game.
That was incredible.
I think
it was not incredible.
No, I'm talking about for Leo Chenal. Oh, sorry. Yeah, for Chiefs.
It was
people.
not incredible. I was about to fire off a text and say, LFG,
Yeah.
3 more wins. That's all we needed.
Yeah. For your total.
For your total. And we have a lot of ball left.
For your total.
Yes. But like.
He said for your total.
Bro, the fact of the matter is, looking and needing 4 wins feels so much further than needing 3 wins.
I don't want to pile on the homie Alex, but in the previous 2 weeks leading up to the Chiefs game, he was knocked down 5 times on point after or field goal attempts.
Nice.
That's on
that don't mean much, dude. That was my role on the field goal.
How many times you get knocked down? Like every time?
Every snap.
Yeah. It's a Chumbawamba situation.
No, he's not a guard though.
You just gotta die slow, man.
He plays the inside. You were playing the wing position where you're supposed to fall.
You telling him where he played?
He was a tackle.
He's like he's
not
too
a
off
wing.
the center.
He's not a wing.
No, you're not supposed to fall.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a tackle.
No, you're not. But it's still like that. All I'm gonna say is like you get knocked down on that a lot. Like
no, you do
tangled up.
But
like,
they obviously
that don't
saw
mean
something, and so I do think the one thing about the Broncos in the first half, you heard Sean Payton out of the half talking about, because when you interview Sean Payton on the sideline, he's going to tell you everything, and he was like, "Listen, I think the tempo we're going with is great, and the whole thing." But like,
he was happy.
Honestly, I think some of the tempo threw the time possession off early. And then late in the game, the Chiefs kind of wear you down, you know, and I think the Chiefs, like, it comes down to Mahomes every week, right? Miss some throws, definitely. Like, miss Worthy. You know, who else he missed? He missed Kelce in the end zone. But in this week's edition of him being inevitable, like, twin 3rd and 13s at the end of that game. You know, the first one's crazy. It's like he's got Vaseline on his shoulder pads. I mean, you can't bring him down. You know, he hits P. Ryan. Same thing on a 3rd and 13 to D Hop. You know, you got a 3rd and 8 dragging Cooper close to the stick so they can go for it on 4th and 1. Like, the guy's just a G, dude. And so many Kelce moments in this game where, whether it was 3rd and 4, whether it was 4th and goal, like, you're finding him in key spots again. And certainly Surtain's a corner and he's on D Hop, but it does help when, you know, you've got other people on the field that can take pressure off of Kelce. And in this game, he got some matchups that you really like if you're the Chiefs. And I thought in gotta have it situations, it was old-fashioned vintage Mahomes and a little pivot route on the goal line. It's just like they're so easy for them when they're rolling. And so, again, Sean Payton deserves credit. The Broncos deserve credit. Sutton deserves credit. But one thing in this game that I think he wants back, and I told you this last night, you probably saw it and remember it, but the drop before the half.
Right over the middle, hits him
because
right in
that's
the
3
hands.
points you absolutely needed.
Yep.
You know, it changed the whole game. Just having to insert him. So, and so I you know, I don't – listen, Sutton was great. Nix was good. But, again, like, one thing for Nix, You got to stop running straight backwards when you get pressure in your face.
Happened 4 or 5 times yesterday.
He's so athletic, but he's getting himself in trouble, and I can hear Spags saying it. Just don't break down. Keep running at him because he is going to bail. He'll fuck it up for himself.
Kill it.
And so that was one of those situations where you lose 17 on a sack, you get sacked kind of out of field goal range, or, you would have had a chance at maybe getting into field goal range. And I think in general, the Chiefs did a great job on him as an athlete.
Yeah.
You saw them play the read option. They kept him from scrambling, turned the heat up on him as the game went on. And so I thought the defense played really well, Denver's defense. The one thing I want to be very clear about, if the Chiefs don't win the Super Bowl, it will be because of that tackle play. I'm talking about both sides. The thing that last year was the hidden issue with that group where everybody's talking about the drops. How many more times does Mahomes find the right guy in a void in the zone, or a guy that wins in scramble drill last year if he actually was protected? This year you come back, you draft this kid, Sua Mataia. Mataia? Am I saying that? Mataia from BYU.
Kingsley.
Wanye Morris goes out yesterday. He comes in. Bro, was it Benito that beat him 5 times? Yes. He didn't touch him. Bro, there were 2 sacks. He did not touch him.
Yep.
There was a hit where he had chip help, and I think it was another sack or a hit where the guy's totally out of sorts. So the tackle situation for the Chiefs is a problem.
8 pressures in the day for Kingsley.
It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
There are some bad situations that I see that teams work around, but if that guy's going to play meaningful snaps, he's just a rookie. He'll get better. I got that.
Can you tell me when he's about to hit me?
Do you know what that is?
That's him obviously talking either to, I don't know if they were on their sideline, but or to like one of their old linemen.
No.
Who was he talking to?
I think he's talking to the official. And this is good. I'm glad you brought this up because many of people on the internet got fooled by this thing.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm serious.
You think he's talking to the official like jokingly or?
No. See, none of these things. This is a great educational moment. He played in the NFL. Okay. There are people that like Dov Kleiman is just fucking, he's like a misinfo whiz right now, dude. He's out here like, look what Mahomes said. And then all these fucking people that think the game, there are people out there that think the Super Bowl is played in a hangar. So it is dangerous to dangle misinformation like this over a fan base at large that will believe something like this. Okay. He got caught on a hot mic saying, let me know when he's getting close. So Dov Kleiman and folks like him are like, yep, he's asking the official to tell him before people hit him. Now, I want you to think this out and talk this out to its logical end because I know critical thinking is a problem for some. You are saying that Patrick Mahomes is confidently asking an official out in public in broad daylight to tell me before I'm going to get hit. You think that's what he's saying? You are dangerous if you believe that. You're a dangerous individual. We need to put a fucking ankle monitor on you and register you like a sex offender. I'm serious. Because you're that dangerous if you think that's what happened. He's asking the official to tell him, most likely, when his offensive tackle is getting close to being aligned illegally.
100%. Yes.
That is,
yes.
That's what's going on. So anybody at home that's like, hey, Mahomes has the refs in his back pocket. I want you to graduate from preschool, get a job, and talk to some people outside your personal circle, because that is disturbing to me that people would think that was the case. Like, that's crazy.
That's been a major issue for the Chiefs too. Like, think about James or whatever. What's his name? Juwan James.
Juwan Taylor
lined up. Or Juwan Taylor. He lined up way too far back on many occasions over the last 2 seasons. That's 100% what it is. Chris, nice. I thought you were going to fire off like a spicy take there. It's nice to hear some reason from you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Fuck you very much. But I will say this. The Chiefs, after the Bills game, if they can win this Bills game, they get the Panthers, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Browns, the Texans, the Steelers, and the Broncos.
Mm.
Now, the interesting thing is going to be, Nate. No, I'm telling you, it's good for you.
I know. I hear
you know.
The last game.
The last game. They might be playing for nothing. That could be a win for the Broncos.
But Carson Wentz.
They could have Carson Wentz in there, and Carson Wentz could
Shazaiza.
Carson Wentz could be on that Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he's
You know?
his 2025
The Broncos
audition.
defense is going to knock the Sonic coins out of Carson Wentz.
I heard the noise.
You see what they did to Mahomes?
I heard the noise.
Oh, man.
No, they did. They knocked the shit out of
If
him.
only. I just feel like I'm going to be really invested in that last game, and I really wish that they would just have 9 wins before that game. That's all I want for Christmas,
Yeah.
is the Broncos to have 9 wins before that last game.
Yep.
That's it.
Now, there's people in the chat that probably are mad that we burst your bubble on the Chiefs conspiracy. You were at the water cooler this morning like, did you see the Chiefs? They got another call here. Mahomes is asking them, he's got the officials telling him when he's going to get hit. A bunch of people going back to their cubicle like, can they do that? You got to stop. You must be stopped. You at home, you got to be stopped, bro. Dov Kleiman has to be stopped. You know? Freedom of speech.
I'm not gonna lie, Dov, he's good at engagement farming. Can't lie.
He's really good at it. Because
He's
I quote tweeted and I was like misinfo. You know, and that to me, mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished, bro.
Some people just have to be called idiots, even if it ultimately improves their end game. Like, some people need to be called idiots.
But it's funny on this side because we know, like, we can kind of decipher like that what he's saying isn't happening, but for the average fan,
Yeah.
like, you also can get wrapped up to be like, oh, maybe he is right. He is doing that.
Yeah.
Like, how can he do that?
Yep.
And then, like, you start getting up in arms about something you never even thought about or ever seen.
And listen,
and
I've
it's
had a
just
lot of
funny.
money. I've had a lot of money on a game. You know what turns me into like Joe fan? When I have a lot of money on the game, and then I start being like, oh, this is you know. So I totally get it, but I would never hear that and be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I know Fax 100% thought that he was talking about the.
No, I honestly thought he was yelling, saying like, yo, like, if this dude has a free line to me, someone yell and like let me know that I'm about to get hit. Like, I thought it was a situation like that. But what you guys are saying is probably what happened. Just
No,
trying to-
yeah.
alignment,
What was funny is you
alignment,
thought it was
assignment.
something like not A or B. It was something else.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
no, not what they were saying.
You thought he was
No.
saying it to a guy on the side.
Like, hey, like, you guys yell if you see a free rusher or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
let me know before
which
I'm
would
about
be
to get
kind
hit.
of the whole. Well, you know, on the sidelines, we love going pass.
Pass, run.
Run.
Exactly. I mean, it helps out the guys
That
in the
happened
game.
a lot more. Remember in high school, you'd be all over that.
Yeah.
Ball.
And then you have that one coach that's a jerk. Are you yelling? Are you
Yeah.
trying to help your teammates?
Yeah. I need you to yell. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens was play action. Sorry, coach, the sideline told me.